that old man got that tractor beam out of commission, or this is going to be a real short trip. Okay, hit it!
Hey there, everyone. How's it going?
Morning.
How's everybody doing this morning?
Good. Ready to read some books.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one, and we're going to have to try to keep it a little bit of time because, like I said earlier, we could spend all day long on one picture, you know. So
it's that good.
It's that good, and it really is. When Jason and I first got a hold of this, we were on the phone. How long were we on?
I had this since like 2017, but when we were able to pinch and zoom, that really because I used to, and I'll show you real quick. I used to use this, Chris, which I actually have right here, to read the Chronicles book. I used to actually use this thing because it lights up. So whenever I was looking at something in detail, I had this piece.
Ah, right. One of those old men reading.
Yeah, so you'd be able to take an image and then get in on. But it really worked with getting in on some of the finer detail, you know.
Yeah.
At first, when you brought it on, I thought it was like a jeweled mirror that you use, but it has sequins
bedazzled.
or something on it. Yeah, bedazzled.
It does 25 time magnification, and then it has an LED ring on it, so you can turn the light on. So I would use that with the book and go over some of the smaller, finer bits, and then when we were able to pinch and zoom, that just was forget it. Now we can really get in on some of the finer, smaller pieces.
I think we better give credit to Nick Sagan for actually ripping his Chronicles book apart and scanning in every page.
Is that who did it?
That's who did it. Yeah.
Amazing. Hat goes off to him for sure.
Yeah, and then I think he's actually selling it incomplete if you want one in pieces.
Can I get page 53 to 57, please?
Yeah.
$2,000. Easily $2,000. Yeah. Hi, Robin. How's it going? Thanks for joining us. But yeah, we better dive in because we're gonna make this a 3-parter. It's gonna be we're gonna do each section by movie because there's just so much, and you know, a lot of times, I mean, this book is coveted, and a lot of times when we do something like this, a lot of people rush out and try to find it. So, you know, don't do that because Steve is trying to buy one.
Leave it for Steve, please.
Yeah, leave it for Steve. Don't buy it, but leave it for Steve. He needs it. So
mine has got so much paint all over it, and I've got to the point now where I'm going back on the ATST to try and copy the ref, and it's got speckles over it where I've done spattering, and I'm trying to work out if that's on the book or in the
Luckily, mine only has that dusting, the almost like the rattle can over dusting.
The mist.
So I was able to. It's on there, but it doesn't really affect the viewing of anything.
What you need is one of those pedestal things that hold it upright, so you can look at it and not have to spray over top of it.
Yeah,
okay.
Do you know what? You can get them they're for cookbooks.
Yeah.
IKEA, €9.95.
How often do you use it though, John?
I got lives on it.
Oh, okay, good. Oh, good. Good.
The book's bent because it lives on it.
It is a big book. I don't think if people don't have this or have a Chronicles book, it's pretty large and pretty thick and pretty heavy. It's a substantial book.
And you need Google Translate as well on your phone.
Yeah, you can't read it.
Another thing too, for anybody, I know a few people have it in the PDF, and for anybody who says oh, well, the pinch and zoom is really gritty and pixelates, there's actually software you can use to sharpen the images. So if you blow something up quite a bit, you can get rid of some of that pixelation. Not completely, but it does help.
In all honesty, okay, this book has been driven up in price, okay, and you can still find it at a decent price. You don't have to spend $1,000 to get this thing. I mean, if you want to drop $1,000, go right ahead, or more. Say, Jason, you talked me out of spending $900 on twice. And my boy Johnny Boy hooked me up.
Johnny Boy, I said it was going to come around, and Johnny Boy came
get
through.
Didn't you get it from some widow or something like that?
Yeah, but she was it was her brother that passed away, and
okay,
she was a really nice lady. and we still paid more than what she paid for it. So
right,
yeah, but even so, I was going to say that, John. Even so, even though it was a good deal, that should have been technically the going rate. I feel like the rate now is like what had taken place in 2021. I was talking to somebody yesterday where there was a particular member of the community who had gotten about 4 books sailed. They charged 400. They got a handful more. They charged 800. And every time it happened, it was setting that secondary market price. And then people saw that, and everybody was running to eBay and listing theirs for $1,000 plus. So it became before 2021, it wasn't $1,000 book.
Yeah, it was like the master replica stuff. It's like, you know, it's only worth what it's worth. But then everyone starts wanting to make money on theirs, and it goes up and up and up.
So what was it originally when it came out? Something like $150?
Not even. I think it was like $75 or $85 plus shipping.
Yeah, something wasn't.
And then it went up to about 100. Yeah, then I think if you still bought it, if you bought it from Japan in like 2019, 2020, I think it was about 100, 150.
Yeah, I think that's when I bought it actually, because I remember putting it off quite a while because I didn't understand what it was. Compared to the old version of Chronicles, I thought it was just like a Japanese translation. But when I got it, I was like, you know, if they bring out a new version of this every year, I'm gonna buy a new version every year.
Yeah. So okay, so this is the PDF of it. Again, I feel like it's very well. I mean, it's a pretty good representation of the color, but I think the actual book has better, more crisp color to it. But the good thing about the PDF is that you can pinch and zoom and see kit parts that you know.
So you're not using one of these.
Yeah, you're not using old man glasses, which is it's fascinating. Like, so, but what it does is it goes through just about I think it has every vehicle in it, doesn't it? Right?
Pretty much. Yeah.
And some concept too, and it shows multiple angles of them and everything. I mean, like how often do you see a book that has like a Star Destroyer that close? You know, you can see.
Yeah, well, the original Chronicles book, which I still think you should pick up, Chris.
Yeah, I'm going to.
That's good, isn't it, Marvin? That one.
Yeah. That's just book, the pictures are a little bit smaller than this one. This one has like a lot of the Japanese one has a lot of full page or half page pictures. Whereas the old one has like half page is usually the biggest versus the smallest picture on a page. But it's valuable nonetheless.
Yeah,
well,
Chris, I think you have the other Chronicles book, don't you?
I don't have the gold one, the American gold one. I have the Japanese one that's the size of this.
Oh,
I know that
it's the same thing. It's the same book.
It's the exact same book, no different pictures.
Maybe the Japanese one has like 3 or 4 extra pages or something, but yeah, it's the same book.
Oh, okay. Well, then I do have it.
You have it.
Yeah.
It's got tons of PP2 FET in it.
Yep. Lots of FET stuff and a lot of costume stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, look at the detail here. You can see so much
reflective tape. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything. It's
it's midway, all sorts. Yeah.
I mean, you know, like back a year ago, I couldn't tell you any of these kit parts. Now I know some of them. You know, I think you know what, Marvin, I think I'm wrong about those parts there. I think looking at it from a side view, I don't think they're the.
I think it's more Carl, the little triangle trapezium part. Yeah, the same as on a TIE bomber, I think.
But you're on Empire Strikes Back, Chris. You need to get to.
Well, yeah, okay. So it starts out. Hey, you guys recognize this here?
Kind of looks like it in a bigger size. Yeah.
Yeah.
What, the wheel for the back of the?
Yeah.
Yeah. Small Superstar.
Oh, it's not the same one.
It'd be too big.
Yeah. Is it?
No, yeah. Okay. This is probably 1/35 scale. Yeah.
All right, so like I said, we're doing Star Wars. It's set up, you know, it's set up in chronological order too. It kind of shows you, like what in the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie, sort of, you know, as best it can. But it covers every movie, and there's a prequel one out too, Jason, right?
Yeah. The prequel one is mostly there's some practical effects stuff in there, but it's a lot of the blue screen effects, a lot of costumes, a lot of the because the costumes in the prequels were pretty hardcore. You know, they did a lot of work on those, so you see a lot of the costumes.
Wow, I never noticed that.
Yeah, there's not too many practical effects pieces. I mean, there is, but it's not anything that's worth writing home about.
It's hard to be hard.
It was more environmental, right? What they did in practical effects.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's only, I think, the Sith Infiltrator and the Radiant. I think those are some of the few actual physical models that they used.
All right, so
it's nothing compared to the other Chronicles books.
No.
Jason, tell us what this says here. Just tell us all this. Read this to us for you.
You want me to read it in Japanese or English?
Yeah, please go ahead. Translate.
Get out of here.
Well, I'll tell you what. When I was first going through this book and I came to this page, I was like, "Oh man!" Like, you just don't see this in the movie. Like, you can't see how. I mean, this is Jedi, but I mean, like, this is just the beginning where they just show you a couple pictures before you get to the meat. But I mean, just you don't see this kind of paintwork flashing in front of the screen for 5 seconds, not even, you know. But just think about all
the paintwork. There's just way more detail tucked in behind all these things that you don't realize that.
No.
Do you think that the process of getting it from film and the transfer and the high quality filming, do you think they noticed a huge step up in the few years from 77 to 81 or whatever it was when the filming was? So then it was a conscious decision to put more detail into the models.
I think so. I mean, I think
Probably.
in that small gap of 4 or 5 years, there had to have been quite a jump in technology.
Yeah.
I love this one. This one, I want to do one of these one day. Maybe not a full size one, but a smaller one. So, all right. So more.
It'll be the Blockade Runner first, won't it?
Yeah. So you pretty much start with the Blockade Runner. And what it does, you know, it shows you color pictures. It shows you black and white pictures. It shows you multiple angles.
Look at the overspray on the stand when you go down, Chris.
Where?
Keep going.
Oh, there. Yeah. That's just testing making sure their airbrush works.
Yeah.
We all have that.
And then the unfinished head. If you keep going down, the cut.
Oh.
Yeah, look at that. Because there was a bigger window, wasn't there? And they've had to fill that in.
Yep. They had to fill it in. What do you mean?
So there was a bigger. So it's not actually shown in this book, but there was a bigger.
Very angular window with like this grid structure inside.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm not real familiar with the Blockade Runner. It never really thrilled me.
But you can see where they've there you go, the angle that, you know, where that filling is.
Okay, this here, right here, this here.
Yeah, it's all been filled in.
Okay.
Oh, it is in the book. A few pages ahead.
I mean, there's not just a couple pictures. There's a lot of pictures of most of these. Oh, there you go.
This is a great image right here.
Yeah.
Look at the detail on that.
Look at the bottom of the TIE Fighter balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right, the TIE Fighter caps.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, and then inside, you have... Who is that?
There's a Star Wars poster, a Playgirl or Playboy poster or something, and then a little cutout.
Yep. Who is that though? That's somebody. That's one of the modelers, isn't it?
Yeah. It's Dykstra, isn't it?
Is it Dykstra?
Looks like, I was gonna say he's got the hair and the stash. Yeah, it looks like Dykstra.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you get to see that. Yeah, as Marvin said, if you keep going through, you get to see that picture of the bigger cockpit opening.
Okay. I thought it was this one.
Yeah, it keeps going down.
It's huge too. It's a big ship.
Oh, it's massive.
Yeah.
It also helps to see like this. Okay, like you can see other kits that you know you kind of sprues and like you can look in the background and see the shelves of the kits and kind of helps you kind of if you're looking for something, you know, you see that it's on the shelf and you're like, okay, well, I'll look there, see if it's maybe there. I phone's going off.
I've never have really had luck with that.
No.
No.
Okay. Did I miss it?
No, keep going.
No.
Well, there's a lot of blockade runner picks.
Yeah,
There are a lot.
that's how mine's sitting like that at the moment.
You built this one?
Yeah.
Like the prototype Falcon version.
John Stewart built that for me, JT,
Oh, yeah.
and then I painted it. There you go.
Oh, I never noticed that.
Again, isn't it strange? We've all got this book, and you would flick through it, and then you don't notice these things. You notice things every time you look up something Star Wars. There's always something new to learn.
Yeah.
Always.
There you go. Look at that in front.
Wow, so you can see how it was filled in, yeah.
Is that expanding foam in there?
Looks like it, yeah.
Now, okay, so is that how it's viewed in this in the movie, or is it the other way?
The other way.
Okay.
Yeah, that's early posting.
Okay, so this is early.
But it's interesting how much the tie borrows from this. Even like the Vader tie, where it's got the two inlays with the grease set inside of it, and
it looks like the wings.
The skinny T-track, yeah.
Yep.
And then this got painted orange for Jedi, didn't it?
Did it?
The red got painted orange, yeah.
Okay.
I'm right on that, Marvin? Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. And then you get...
And I think they added some guns and stuff for Jedi as well.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we brought these two. Right, Jason?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the more knowledge, the better. It's always helpful.
Hey, these two got a lot more knowledge than you and I do.
No, I don't know about that.
Oh, yeah.
And then look at the small model that Jason Eaton did.
Yeah.
If you go down two more, like keep going down. There you go. That's the smaller one.
The one in his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish they'd finished that one, because it's a. I have the parts for it ready, but it's so sparsely detailed that it doesn't really excite me much. It's nice as as like a companion piece to the real thing.
Yeah.
As a model itself, for me, it's just especially in front of the head.
Is that finished in that picture, or is there more kit parts?
There's a few more kit parts than this. Yeah. This is just in some kind of a metal primer, I think. The yellow stuff.
That's in progress, isn't it? That one.
Yeah.
But look at the size of the blockade runner compared to that guy's hand.
And it just shows that these are both studio scale size.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They're just both are.
Yeah.
Oh man, it even goes into the interior too, which is, not model related, but it shows you it goes pretty deep into a whole lot of. Some of them are this deep, but
does anybody know why this was released only in Japanese and not an English version?
No idea.
Usually when it's these things, right, that you just don't understand, it just has to do with like licensing agreements.
Yeah.
But if you have this work, put somebody to work to translate the stuff, and you have the world market to provide this to, and I don't understand.
No, it's strange.
Such a great book.
I don't think we'll see.
This is the smaller Star Destroyer, isn't it?
Yeah, this is New Hope one.
Yeah. So only one side completed or paneled? I don't know.
Yeah, mostly, yeah. But this thing is also in Empire, right? I think they used it in the wide shots with the Super Star Destroyer as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. They used both, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
C-Lab, Airfix, Harrier.
Yeah, they've got the F1 engine that's on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. C-Lab on the engines.
Yep. Crazy. That's Panther.
Yeah, that's your favorite model kit.
Yep.
There you go. You should buy those other two kits.
No, I can't. I can't buy them. There's two. Jason, I'm not saying. I'll tell you later.
I never had much. I was like, I wanted to build models so I could weather them. So Star Destroyer just seems so just far away from what I could have achieved and made that I never really paid it much attention. But it's so nice once you look at it. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, there's no painting. There's barely any painting to it, which is, you did yours and we talked about it, and we talked about keeping it as kit parts just to see how much work was put into it.
Yeah, how much work Marvin made me do.
And how many kits I had to buy for you.
Yeah. Well, I'm repaying you back now.
You are repaying me back, yes. Yes.
Talk about a team effort and how many labels I had to print up and customs forms I had to fill out.
This is true. Yeah,
it takes a village, guys. Anybody who thinks this is an easy task.
No.
Whole tank kits right here, basically, right? What are
cool.
these?
Yeah, I don't know what it is exactly, but it's probably some kind of Rocco tank. With a load of crap added to it.
Okay.
Tons of battleship parts, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a different one.
Yeah, the battleships work great on these Star Destroyers, just because of the size. I think it's just exactly the right detail size.
Yeah, small amount of detail, yeah.
I don't know why it's so exciting to me when I look at something like this. I'm like, oh, I actually know that part. Like, I think because I'm still pretty new and pretty amateur that, I haven't really been.
No, Chris, it stays exciting.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah. I think it's because what we do is like it's a creative. You're a problem solver when you build stuff. You're a detective. You're almost an archaeologist trying to figure out what they had on hand 40 years ago. It's all of these things combined.
Yes.
Yeah. The deconstruction is some of my favorite.
Yeah.
That's what I was always saying to Jason a million times. It's like archaeology. They feel like Indiana Jones.
It is.
You know?
Yeah. So some of these pictures coming up now are some of my favorite in the book. But they are a little bit oversaturated, but I don't care because it looks so damn good. It's a skateboard. It's not one of your favorites, is it, Chris? You don't really like it, but
let's put it this way. So I love the colors and I love the view of it. I don't know why it never really thrilled me, but I do love like this view. I think it's because of the way it's you display it. Like you usually display it upside down.
Yeah, it's weird how you display it, but this was the first model I ever used Reefer White on.
Okay.
And it was like, wow, it's not white. It looks like the Chronicles book. And that was like a revelation.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people realize how much color is on this thing. Like it's not just gray. It's not just a wash. There are a lot of colors on here.
And it looks like there's blue on it, but that's not blue, it's gray.
No,
but this is what these pictures do to make it look blue. But it's not, it's gray.
There's the C-Lab cables and stuff on there are just I love C-Lab. If I see C-Lab, I'm all excited.
Yeah. Those Sat-V rockets are horrible to get in position, aren't they, Marvin?
Yep.
Because there's such a tiny little contact point at the end.
Yep.
To try
do you use a pole or post or a wire or something?
I just glued and hoped.
Yeah, I would have to support it. I'd have to drill a hole through and put like a wire through there. It would drive me nuts that it would pop off one day.
It's okay. I mean, the holes are in there because the base plate is from the Saturn, right? So these are actually parts that are supposed to connect. I haven't gone there yet because I have them removable for now because I still have to add all the little detail in between. And I'm just going to fill those holes up with like 2-part epoxy, industrial grade epoxy, and then just glue it in. The hard part is probably going to be to have the ends kind of flat, meeting flat, because these things there's a lot of space to move.
Mm-hmm.
So you want the base of them all kind of flat.
Flush.
Yeah. I could stand mine on them at one point.
Really?
You didn't want to. It was a stupid thing to do, but I could.
I would like to display it like this, where you see it looks like it's flying, you know, not upside down. Like when it's displayed upside down.
That's how I had mine displayed. I acrylic curved, and it's sat to acrylic.
Yeah. I have mine on an angle as well, a little bit more up than sideways, but at an angle.
This does it for you,
Keep
Jason.
Keep going down to those white background pics. They're the best ones.
Okay. Does this chip do it for you at all, Jason?
I like this one. Yeah, I like this one a lot.
Tanker trailer lid there.
Yeah. Where?
On the left.
Oh yeah, the front.
There you go.
Yeah, you should like it, Chris. It's
dude, the tanker trailer has been good to me. I'm telling you,
lately,
it really has.
Yeah.
I keep finding good stuff.
I like this ship specifically. Because it has so much more going on to it than more than meets the eye. Right? You look at it at first, and it just looks like this interesting shape. But then, as you start to look at the sides and the top, you realize it's much more complex than meets the eye.
Oh,
it's detailed. It's super detailed as well, like the Death Star
extremely detailed.
It was one of their first shots, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that was the one where they were trying to save the model shop from being shut down.
Yeah, I think this was actually the first model that they finished in record time, just to have something to show.
Yeah.
George was about to pull the plug and say, "You guys wasted $1 million and you did nothing."
Exactly.
They went on top of the roof. They slapped together we all know the story of the KFC bucket, some greasy chicken, threw some Greeblies on it. And then they used some diamond dust, or what they call, the glass that's usually in siding.
Yep.
Put that behind it, and then you just see that shot in the movie, poof. And it looks like
Chris, how could you not want to paint that? Look at that.
I was just going to say to you,
great detail, Chris.
You guys are making me want to do this thing.
Know what I always loved about this too? The track going around it.
Yeah.
This here.
Yeah.
Is this what you're talking about?
The Panther, right? The Panther track.
Yep.
Oh, okay. How the hell did they get it?
It's got a lot of amazing detail.
We were just talking about that, John, the other day, gluing these tracks on, rubber tracks.
Horrible, yeah.
Horrible.
Oh, I think I actually used tracks from 2 different kits. So I could actually I actually have like 3 sections. So I really pinned them down behind that round C-Lab part, because I had a hard time having these stick to the model. Hard time. Because it's the rubber shit, right? It's
yeah.
There they are, Marvin. Tanker. Those are the tanker ones I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And these here too are tanker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this whole long
thing, the little triangular things. Yeah.
I love those 8-rad parts with the holes in. If you go down.
Yeah. These here.
Yeah,
go up. Yeah.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
They're underneath. They look like the honeycomb.
Yeah, awesome.
You know what?
And it's got decals on it as well.
I think I have enough of these parts to build one. I actually think I have enough to build one of these.
Get paneling again.
No, but Chris, you're right. I mean, except for the C-Lab, the rest there's very little special on it. It's just your standard kits. There's
a lot of basic inexpensive kits on this.
Yeah.
Well, I have C-Lab kits, so
I know. I just want to give you an opportunity to say that again.
I do
Every
love
time
my
we're looking
C-Lab
at
kits.
something, he's like, "That C-Lab, that C-Lab."
Listen, I can't help it. I love C-Lab. I don't know why, because it's the C-Lab's different than just about any other model that they used in it. I mean, most of it's like tanks or cars or planes. This is a freaking underwater living weird bell-shaped thing, you know?
And it was such a shitty model kit.
Oh, it is.
But it has such nice parts for whatever, these type of applications. Yeah.
I really do hope that company actually does end up releasing that again. And they were supposed to in July or August, Jason, right?
It's supposed to be it's supposed to be within a couple months of this year.
Yeah, I thought for sure. It was showed in Wonderfest last year, I think, right?
Yeah.
What are the decals from? I put them on mine, but I can't remember what they were from.
I don't remember either. I haven't started that.
If you keep going down, Chris, you'll see there's numbers like a black outline with numbers on them. That's it.
We're at.
Keep going down. Next one. That's it. On the left, there's there's a black decal with like numbers written on it.
Yeah, almost like a number plate, right?
Yeah, keep going up.
There
Stop.
it is.
There it is.
It feels like a number plate.
Yeah, I think it's probably like one of the MT trucks because if they used on it.
Yeah.
Well, that looks more like an English license plate, right? Than it would American one, right? No.
Well, maybe like an English motorbike.
Thanks for joining, Dill.
But yeah,
Dill's the one. Like, hey, he wrote me on the side. He's like, I can't wait for the Chronicles show this week.
Chris, you'll like the next one.
I like the next one. The next ship. Oh yeah.
I never understood that because we all see that there's like difference between live action and the models, but we just skipped past that escape pod in the desert, and
with the blue lid.
It's not even close. Like size wise, detail wise, it's a completely different thing.
Yeah. Not even remotely close.
No. Can you imagine? Look at the stormtrooper standing there. Can you imagine C-3PO trying to crawl out of that thing? That opening. Yeah, maybe with like a Benny Hill tune behind it.
Yeah.
Tripping over and falling.
Yeah, they would never get away with something like that today. People would scream continuity.
Yeah.
Gong droid.
Gong.
I like this Gong droid. He's different.
Yeah, he's got a hob on the back of his head.
He's got a heating element for a stove on his head.
Yeah, hob element. Yeah.
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
But yeah, this is this is my favorite. Easily.
Yeah. Look at the droid thing that sucks up the droids. Someone ID that.
You can see
someone did?
No, someone ID it, please.
Yeah. It's not ID'd, huh?
That could even be like a piece of like metal. I don't know.
It has when I zoomed in on one of the pictures, it has like a metallic. That's why I was looking at some of like the AMT hubs and stuff. Because it seems like it has a metallic under the paint. Yeah.
And you can see the alley mount on the Sherman at the back hanging down. You don't often see that, do you?
No. Trying to get my third one today.
Is that end today?
Ends today while I'm at my movie. I'm gonna
I'll keep an eye on it for you, man.
Gives me an opportunity
keep an eye on it.
Marvin, how many hours do you think you've spent looking at this?
I'll text you, call you.
Yeah, just text me and remind me. I'm gonna set an alarm to go off while I'm in my movie because I don't want to miss it. It seems like it's a good deal and I want to get it.
Is it a built one or
partially?
Yeah,
partially.
I bought really crappy build ones, and it's fine because we only use like the bottom tracks, and it's fine. You know?
Yeah, Jason got me two. Yeah. Jason has two of them.
Yeah, there's one that came in that was like really beat up, and then I was like, well, if it's all going to be converted and whatnot, it shouldn't matter at this point.
No,
as long as those rollers, those bogies, the plastic on those is pretty decent. And even those, if they are not perfect, I mean, they get hidden by that side plate anyway. So it's yeah.
I'm gonna start tackling that and looking into that. I'm banging along on this thing. I'm if I don't have this done in a month or so, I'll be surprised because I'm eat, sleep, and drinking this thing.
What did we say on the phone earlier on, Marvin? We said that it's so addictive, isn't it? Because you can see where you've been afterwards, and it starts taking shape as you're doing it.
Yeah.
I'm sneaking down from bed to go while my wife's asleep to go work on it. A lot of husbands, it's like, who are you talking to? Jake from State Farm. What are you doing? Working on the sand crawler. I don't remember this picture. This is the picture that Marvin and you and I were talking about. This part here. This I really think it's the part I found, Marvin. Even looking at it from this angle, I think it is. I'll have to show it to you a little more.
Yeah.
Because that's on an angle.
I know. But all I see is a tube with a smaller tube.
Yeah. But I think I think because it's on an angle is why the piece that I found, the angle looks circular. Maybe.
Yeah.
Unless you already know what it is.
No, I don't. But no. Start with comparing the size to adjacent parts. That's the easy way. Yeah. Is it ballpark correct?
It's very, very close. I mean, I even measured. Like I took my calipers out and measured and everything, and it's pretty damn close. I can't see how it's not. It's the same size. There's a better view of this part too, Marvin. Right here, this part. I don't know if that's been found.
Yeah.
We can talk about that. Yeah. I'm gonna look at this later. A lot of parts that fell off are in this picture.
Yeah.
Yep. Or at least they're in the right position, right? You have the drag start part all the way to the left. That's still in place. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a part back here that fell off. It's back here, okay? Back in this area. Yep. And this part fell off. Aren't they two the same part? Like it's the same shape.
Well, no. The one that you're pointing to now, that's just one of those jacks from the tanks.
Oh, okay.
And the parts on the back, they look like two separate parts. Like, yeah.
Well, I'm talking. Is there a part under here that's like has wings on it? Like it looks like it has wings.
Yeah. So actually, what you're looking at right now, it's. I think I have that somewhere. But like part of it is sprue and part of it is a part with like wings on it.
Yeah.
And then to the right of that, there's one part on the bottom and one on the top, and those I haven't found yet.
Yeah. Well, okay. So we'll get off this. I could spend all day here, but
we're not going to get to Empire anytime soon.
I know. Listen,
I forget there's an audience.
Yeah. There's an audience here. There's one part on this freaking thing that is driving me nuts. There's like 50 of them or something, like, just there's a lot, and it's an expensive part. It's annoying me. But
the windows are intact there. Look.
Yep. It's got these parts on the back here. These are pictures of before. I mean, a lot of these parts fell off, and
this is probably before they actually took it out.
Yeah, these are going to be before they went to Tunisia.
Yep.
And these are actually just like the final picks after completing the build.
The tracks aren't dusty yet.
No, exactly.
No.
Yeah,
they're pretty clean. Huh. Okay, we'll move on. Move along.
Lorne reckoned that he could sit on it and drive it around, didn't he?
I think they did. I think I read somewhere that they actually did after filming was complete. Which
no wonder the parts are missing.
Exactly why all the parts that are missing are on top, most of them, because they were actually sitting there,
ripped off in the jeans.
They're stuck in his butt crack,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're your pipes, Chris. Look.
Yep. Yours, John sending me 2 of them yesterday.
They went today in the post.
Yeah. So yeah, we're not even off Tatooine yet, and we're going on 45 minutes. So
look at the next ship, the T-16. Look at the color of the wings in those old pictures, and trying to get that color right. They almost look green.
I think.
But I don't think these are old pictures, John.
Oh, really?
No, like if you see like the gun assembly on the bottom, it's actually upside down, so it's been taken apart and put back together again. On the let's say camera right side of the cockpit, you have these stripes that look like weathering, but I actually think this is the
Marvin, you're right. This looks repaired or later.
Yeah, this is later. There's parts broken off already, and so I think this is all like the mold and all the probably handling from filming and everything. So I think this is more. I don't know when these were taken, these pictures, but I think this is probably more.
The bottom right picture, the bottom right black and white picture doesn't show all those scuff marks.
No, that's an original. That's This is probably one of those famous pictures from The Office with that bookcase in the back where it ends up
living.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see the heatsink for the X-wing cannons started. The origin of it was on this T16.
It's a different heatsink.
Oh, is it?
It's very different. Yeah. These are really thin vanes. This is completely different. But the fact that they used heat sinks for detail, maybe that gave them the idea to use.
Because Cantwell's models were so different, weren't they? With kit part use, they're all different kits.
Yeah, there's only a few kits that they shared with ILM later on. Most of it was a completely different set.
See, there's a lot of pictures of this. I mean, and this is very minor in the movie.
Well, Luke breaks it, doesn't he?
Does he?
Yeah. He flies it around and puts it down. He breaks the brass.
Mark Hamill broke it. Yeah.
No.
Chris, you got to watch that scene back again.
Actually, New Hope is one of the movies that I don't watch that often. Empire and Jedi I watch more often.
And of course, this was used in the new Obi-Wan show, wasn't it? It's the toy that.
Yep.
Obi-Wan gives him.
Even this, the land speeder. There's a ton of pictures.
The land speeder is something I've never looked at.
No, me neither.
Probably because there's so few in terms of so little in terms of kit parts on there. You have to buy a couple of Action Man figures.
Yeah,
and
$6 million man, wasn't it?
$6 million man, yeah. Yeah. It will be nice for you to paint. I mean, paint-wise, it's nice for you.
Yeah, I like the paintwork, but it's just.
Did you ever paint that one I sent you, Jason?
I just started building it like a week ago.
No, okay.
Yeah, so that's gonna sit right over there.
Oh, you have a kit of this?
Yeah, is it a kit? I don't know what we'd call it. Is it a kit?
It's a prototype for from Sideshow that they were going to build a 6-scale one.
Okay.
And that we got from somebody and sent it to him.
I think it never came to fruition, but it's pretty bang on, because instead of going through like what would have been the manufacturing process, it's got all little greeblies and bits and pieces that were made from scratch, and it's a nice piece, and it's I think it's what 1/5, not necessarily 1/6, but it's
not quite 1/6. Yeah,
it's equivalent to like what you see in the book. It's a nice piece.
Why wouldn't they build it 1/6? Because the $6 million man figures they're 1/6 probably, right?
Yeah, be close to studio scale.
Yeah, well, it's just shy of being like you can fit a $6 million figure in it.
But he looks a little big in it.
Yeah, I think he just looks a little big in it.
Well, they cut off the legs of the figures anyway, so you can do the same. Yeah. Oh, nice.
So, and some of these have fold out pictures as well. I'm pretty sure the Falcon does, right?
No, that's on the Sculpting Galaxy book.
Okay, bro.
Yeah, you can tell on mine that I've been using it for modeling because it's just covered in mist. My Falcon page.
Now, if you'd have spent $1,000 on it, you probably wouldn't be letting it get covered in mist.
Yeah, flick it over to my screen. Look.
Yeah, hold on. Let me make it bigger. Somehow, get over there. There we go.
Yeah, so you can actually like run your finger down. It's just filthy.
Just don't spill any thinner on it, or we ruin that.
But these black and white pictures coming, they just set the model. The 5-foot Falcon builders just loved it, didn't they? That was just brand new pictures for them to go off. I mean, you can build the Bandai kit and just look at these pictures as well to see every tiny little part that's been used.
It's crazy. I mean, building a 5-foot Falcon is insane. I can't imagine doing that at all. It's just the money, the time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy.
Marvin, did you use, because this has got the bottom turret in it, isn't it? In black and white.
Yeah, which picture?
Chris will get there in a second. But it has...
I think on page 60, right?
Yes, page 60. Yeah, it's rare that you would get such a good picture of the bottom turret like that.
Yeah, there's one.
Well, there's that one, and there's the other one. There's one on page 60 that has...
But good, because here you can see that you actually have like the base mount. Then you have like the base plate of the gun mount.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And then you have the coverings that cover the screws that screw that. And when I did the gun mount, I was just like trying to figure out which combination was used for which movie, and I wasn't able to figure it out because I think they just swapped these things around. They probably wrecked one of the guns during filming, and they just swapped it out with the bottom one, and then they put on different coverings. So like every picture in every situation looks different. I haven't been able to figure out which one.
Well, didn't Prop Store sell one of the guns at one point?
I don't know. Yeah, the not the gun itself, but the gun mount. So the thing that's missing here. Yeah.
Would it have been that? Do you think, or a cast of it?
Probably a cast. I don't know.
Yeah, but go down, Chris, to page 60 and look at the quality of the pictures.
Well, I wanted to show there's an actual electrical plug inside this thing. The cord and the plug. Yep. And it looks like an American plug rather than an English weird looking thing.
Yeah, it would be American, yeah.
Yeah.
Hasn't got any prongs on it.
Yeah. As I found out in England. Page 6. I don't have page numbers, I don't think. I can't. Oh, there they are. 55. I'm way not even close to 60.
Some of these are just such good images. You can see why people want this book.
Yeah. If you're into scaled modeling at all, this is the one you need this.
Look at that.
I mean, you could pretty much get any detail you want from this.
See, look at that. It's crazy.
Wow.
That's half a centurion in there, isn't it, Marvin? I think that's a centurion tank. The one that's the big Tamiya, the 124th.
Yeah.
Centurion.
I don't know.
That's a good kit. I recently got that one. That's a really
there you go. Look at that, Chris.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So actually, the mount itself, of course, is the bottom one. You can see with the coloring of the panels.
Yep.
But like the gun mount that's screwed down.
Yeah.
I've seen that on top as well in pictures.
How's this? They have swapped it over. They have used both.
Yeah, and then you have the coverings, and these are the coverings with the big guns on them. And there's also coverings with like the size of a small scale tank, and I've seen them interchange like many times. I have no idea what the original was when they started filming.
Yeah, which one do you replicate? Yeah.
So at the end, I just chose the top turret because that's the one that you see the most.
Yeah.
And I chose this assembly of the gun mount because I like the detail best. So this is not one of those models where I was completely accurate because I just didn't know what accurate was in this case.
No.
Maybe nobody does.
You can't, can you? You just need to do what you think.
I just built a gun mount, hats off to the people that are actually doing like the full 5-foot Falcon, and they probably study it for way longer and way more people than I have, and they might know. But, yeah.
Marvin, the picture I posted in the group the other day of the gun, do you know where that picture's from? Or would you think that was just taken like during the build of it, or because it looks to be already tagged?
I think that is. I always assumed that was basically the first gun that they actually created in the studio, and maybe just after it was tagged, but maybe like just after molding and casting it or something.
I see. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because they have a bunch of, looking at it now, there's a bunch of cash droids around it too. Yeah, so that makes sense.
And it's super clean. There's no weathering on it yet. It's just basic colors. Yeah.
Look at the AMT chassis.
What's great about these images, right, is look at all the detail and clean detail too. This isn't like slapstick. And this is stuff you're never going to see on screen. Never. No. It flies by. You're not going to see even a speck of it.
Yeah, just look at the like far left. That's what's that? It's just like a little tank tread. It's one single little tank tread.
Yeah.
Never going to notice anything like that at all.
Where are we looking at? Far left.
Yeah, left is where your thumb is. Your left hand is the hand with your thumb on the right.
I love you, Marvin. I really do. I love you. In our chats, if I erase a message, you're like, Ben Ware, do not erase messages.
What has he been saying?
Yeah. I missed it again. No, it's not even in the pit, but not on the in the pit, just all the way on the left of the picture. So further left.
Oh, okay.
Look, it's there. That's it. Yeah.
That little thing. Yeah.
Under the black spots.
Little thing. This little thing here is part of a tank track.
That's a tank track itself. On the third dot down, it's like it's the 1/35th Panther. Oh no, yeah, it's probably a 35th scale Panther.
Wow. Okay.
But it's one of those things like maybe today with 4K super resolution digital movies, you won't even be able to tell that is there, but maybe you're able to tell that something was there. Yeah. This is all shot in what 70 millimeters back when. It's like there's absolutely no way that you would see any of this.
No.
I did put it in, yeah.
God, I can't tell you how much I love looking at pictures like this and just thinking what is what, like just trying to figure out myself what is. I mean, even look at the piping where it just goes down into the holes there.
Yeah.
Yep.
The detail they put into this thing. You know, like you said, you aren't going to see that. Like,
and there's loads more detail under the back as well.
Yeah.
So like
isn't that top piece on the Death Star crane or no?
Yeah, that's the AMT. Kentworth, isn't it?
The tanker trailer.
They're all the same. They're all like that.
The Kentworth, yeah.
And that'll go right back. Yeah.
Yeah. Tanker trailer. Yeah.
Tanker trailer.
I think there was an interview. I think it was a Paul Houston where he said, you know, you spend 3 full months working on something only to see it on screen for 2 seconds, and you know.
Yeah, that was the Rebel Transport, wasn't it?
Yeah. And he's like, it almost like there's something to it where like, not that it hurts you, like not that it hurts, but like you just know what's there, but you don't see any of it, so it's kind of like, you know.
Yeah. Then there was about getting their models blown up as well and not getting too attached to what you built. So, John Goodson used to, when they get a trainee come in, he would get them to spend all afternoon building a beautiful model, and then he'd get them to hit it with a hammer, just to say, like, you know, do not get attached to these things; they're going to get broken.
Man, imagine putting all that work in it just to see it blow up.
Yeah.
Well, the camera alone did a lot of damage. I was watching another interview, but watching a lot of interviews recently, and there was another gentleman who's like, yeah, they kept me on at night. There was the day model guys, the night model guys. When Dennis would be doing the reshoots, he'd basically be there at night to fix anything that maybe it fell off or whatever. And sometimes because of the technology was new, the camera would like just reverse on its own and knock into a X-wing or something and pop a wing off, or and it's just like it is what it is. You just got to deal with it.
Yeah.
Yep. Joe Johnson.
Yeah, with the Highway #1, I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you see it knock over the little Death Star turrets, don't you? When it scrolls across the whole Death Star in that explosion scene, it knocks about 4 of them over it.
Meanwhile, it's probably knocking them over like Candlepin,
Yeah. So, have you seen go back to that Joe Johnston picture.
Yep.
And then you can see the drive safely decal. So zoom right in the middle of the pit, right in the middle. Keep going, like into the middle of that picture. Then up. Keep going. Drive safely.
Yep. Does it say something underneath it?
No, that's just numbers. And the drive safely, that is from one of the tanker trailer. This one. It's one of those. It's one of those kits.
Yeah. I'm never gonna hear the end of this tank to trailer thing, am I?
No.
Like I said, it's been good to me.
And if you go down the next picture, hang on, yeah, keep going down. Oh no, maybe
Is that upside down? Yeah.
Yeah, they're not in the same. I think there's a page missed out.
What page do you have?
No, it doesn't matter. It's the underside of the ship.
What page are you looking for?
So that dish confuses a lot of people as well, doesn't it? Including myself, because that gets turned around a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes that big fat grey panel will be on the other side, and those scorch marks will be like below rather than the top.
So they just like flipped it.
Yeah.
Yeah, multiple times you see it.
Yeah, they'll just go over reverse to the other side, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and then it would have turned.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a picture that should help you with your left and right in a minute, Chris.
Why do I set myself up?
I think that might be it. Oh no, it's not. It's the next one.
Next one, yeah.
That's the right side.
Yeah. That's your other left.
Yeah.
Listen, don't talk to my wife. Sometimes when we're driving, and I'll be like, right. And she'll start turning around. I'm like, no, left, go left. She's like, you don't know your right from your left. What the hell's wrong with you?
Imagine if these were in color. That would be the only way to make these better would be in color.
Yeah. But the detail, the black and white does show detail a little better than a color.
Yeah, I've used this for streaking on the models and everything.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many pictures of the Falcon, obviously, because it's the most integral ship of the movie.
Yeah, the 32-inch pictures in this book, they're not too good.
No,
they're okay.
Listen, we're not on Empire yet.
No, exactly. I should hobble horses. And after the Falcon, I haven't spent much time looking at that model either.
There's so much to look at in this thing. You could spend an hour just looking at it. I mean, the Death Star. Okay.
The next lot of pictures are good, right? The Death Star surface. There's some really good pictures in these.
It's like the Death Star with herpes.
You get to see the difference in shade of colors used and how dark with Earth and SP Lark and all these lovely colors. Look at me.
They're not even like slightly different shades of gray, right?
Nope.
You just get like a brown lump.
Brown, green, yellow.
With the black lightly misted to make it.
That's what I love about the Death Star surface towers. They're not gray. I mean, if they were just plain gray, I don't think I would be as interested in them. But
no.
I mean, all these pieces.
I love that picture of that the smaller Death Star turret just sitting on top.
Which one?
They're right there. You can see it just perched on top.
Yeah. There's another great was it Lorne, where he goes and he finishes the trench and they're like, well, we need those reflectives to be just like 2 millimeters bigger. He's gonna go in and like redo the wall. Oh, what a
How cool does that look when they reflect in the light?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks especially when that you see that shot. It looks great.
So cool.
Now, would you say those are lights? Or are they reflectors?
I wouldn't like to say.
I'm sure somebody has built this trench run, right?
Yeah.
To these exact standards, I don't know.
It's really hard for the big tiles to be replicated. No one really has them. Marvin's had a go, haven't you, Marvin?
Yeah, but they're like pushed back. These things are like 2 feet wide on both sides, and that's just
pretty much. You just got to pick a section and do a section.
Yeah,
with the kit parts on them.
Yeah.
Hope this is showing up pretty good on camera because I'm kind of like zooming and moving around a lot.
Yeah, it doesn't
look at the colors on that. Look how brown.
Yeah, and that don't even show it as well. This one maybe shows a little better. See the brown and the green.
With the book in hand, it's darker than what.
Yeah, like I said, the color in the book is way better than this.
Yeah,
this shows it somewhat good.
You go, Chris.
Plus, too, every computer screen you look at is going to show different.
Right.
Yeah. Chris,
well, I was blown away, John, by I always thought that the crane was gray. I mean, every picture I saw was like a dark gray.
Yeah, but
and
it's
then
that tan color.
And when I bought yours, I thought, oh, he put some artistic liberty into it. And then you sent me a picture of it in color. I was like, oh shit, I love that. That's freaking great. That makes it even better.
I mean, that picture's really oversaturated, and I copied it as oversaturated because I loved it so much. But
yeah,
there you go. That's how you should display yours, Chris. Look at that base.
Yeah, little gonk legs on it.
Yeah,
with legs.
Put legs on them.
Little Ewok turret.
Yeah,
just 3, not 4.
Yeah.
Like this doesn't have the colors that you like that you put in. You put in a lot of extra.
I could not stop that thing. I was just spraying and spraying.
But that's
Marvin was watching updates every day of me painting that, weren't you, Marvin? Yeah. I didn't stop.
I think you put in a lot of warm colors, right?
I did, yeah. And then I go and almost kill my cat and need the money to pay for it, which means that.
Oh, I never told my wife that story. I'm going to tell her. I said, remind me to tell you that story tonight.
Well, you could have still had your cat and your turret, because
actually, Jason, you were one of the nicest guys ever in that scenario when you said to Chris, we could do almost a GoFundMe to help John's cat. And Chris was like, whoa, not too fast. He might be selling some stuff to pay for it.
Chris was like, I'm taking advantage of this.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea, but I really want the tower. Like, guess what's missing there?
Yeah, the side of the tanker trailer.
Reminds me of that movie title, The Take a Tail of Soldier Boy.
Now, is there one on the other side of that?
No.
Are you sure?
There's the ladder. The ladder.
Yeah, the ladder would be there.
Okay. I think I saw a picture where there was one of those on both sides.
No, I don't think so. And then I like the small gun turret as well.
Yeah.
Didn't Lee do that one? Has Lee done that one?
Is this the one Eaton was fixing?
Yeah. Eaton has done as fixes one and done the masters for the guns. Yeah. I also did a master of the top section myself, and I think Lee. I'm not completely sure, but
Lee did a top section too, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was mine or it was his own, to be quite honest, back then. But I think we both had the same idea to do like more of the in progress turrets that they actually used for the Jedi service.
Yeah,
with all the red beams and stuff.
It's on the same table as the big turret, look, so you can see the size difference.
Yeah.
See, I don't know why, but see these old. I love going in and researching this, and I've actually been pretty good at it, researching like the old parts that they use for the wiring and the connectors, and I've matched a lot of those up. I've matched it up for the training ball, everything from the spinning motor to the electrical inputs. And
I already knew what you were going to say before you said it, and I went and zoomed in on the plug for you.
Yeah, well, I do. I love mimicking that stuff and adding it to my pieces.
Yeah, I like that too, Jason. That's cool.
It's a fun little touch, you know.
I realize why they put these in here, to keep it consistent with what the whole Death Star thing. But like, I just want to
show me the models.
Show me the models.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't even get to the X-wings and Y-wings yet.
Here we go.
This is your forte, isn't it, Jason?
Yeah. Year and a half of my life trying to figure this thing out. The problem was there was no aha moment until about 12 months later. Usually the aha moment comes a couple days or weeks in.
Yeah. Why? What was your aha moment?
Just trying to figure it out. Just trying to figure out how it was done. Usually most things you're like, okay, that's how it was done.
See, I've built so many of these in resin, but I still wouldn't ever be able to work out how to put the cool shade in the wings and all that sort of thing.
Marvin, what are you eating?
Sorry, I'm making too much noise.
A little.
Oh, sorry.
Tiny bit.
Well, it's funny, John. Before I knew it, I actually thought they were your videos before we met. I was watching Andy Preston's videos.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize they were Andy's videos. This is years ago. It was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, right? And he did an X1 and a tie and then an X1 tie. Amazing. Yeah. They were beautiful. And I kept rewatching them. And I was like, all right, this is doable. And the only reason why I thought initially I was watching your videos is because he had some where he was repainting master replica pieces. Yeah, and I knew that you had, from watching your posts, I knew that you had repainted a couple of the master replica pieces, like the Y-wing, and I think you may have done even a snowspeeder at one point.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that must be some of John's older videos. And then after meeting Andy in person and talking to him, I was like, that's you? That's you? I was trying to, figure out and not copy the work, but use his work as inspiration.
I mean, I saw him paint studio scale stuff before I was into studio scale when he was redoing them. He's repainted the Falcon as well, the MR Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah, and he was just doing it like it was second nature. So I really honed in on what he was doing and just kept rewatching, and it's really interesting.
Well, he gave you a tip at the show, didn't he? He was saying about how to cut the cool shade.
How to cut it better and cleaner. Yeah, I mean it's definitely a tip where you could lose a hand or a finger, but
yeah,
you got to be well trained.
I'll tell you, I had zero interest in a TIE fighter until I had handled coal shade in my hand, and thought to myself, "Wow, this is going to be so awesome in a wing on both sides."
Yeah,
I don't even
look
care.
At that reflection. Look at that reflection.
I mean, look at how many wings they have too, and how much coal shade they probably used squishing in between there.
Yeah, that stack of wings there.
Yeah.
And back then, they were probably buying the cool shade for pennies on the dollar because a lot of the commercial buildings were probably pulling it down.
Yeah. It's I don't know why. I love handling it and feeling it. Just I don't know why I like it so much.
One thing I've noticed, and you don't see it until you see it, and then once you see it, you can't unsee it. But a lot of the tie balls, right? As close or as smooth as you can get the styrene to molding around the circumference of the ball. Once you look close enough and you study it, you'll notice ever so slightly that between the paneling or the scribing, that not every panel sits as flat or as smooth as you think it does. There's always a little bit of a lift or always a little bit of a hard corner. Or
you can almost see a kink in some of them.
Yes, you can, especially where they did it around the cockpit. And it's almost as if, you can see it there. And it's almost as if they made that sort of geometrical pattern to give, because you don't want to bring the styrene all the way down to the cockpit because it'll lift. So it's almost like they gave it a little bit of give, a little bit of room to not have to stretch it so far.
Didn't have to bend it. Yeah.
Yep. And you can see right there on the back. See on the back right there, right there, Chris. Yeah, you can see it there. That's a perfect example.
You can see. I noticed. You can see the red marking on the tie as well. The Battlestar Galactica marking, isn't it? That red, not on that particular picture.
On the other ones.
Yeah, the one I sold to Tony.
Yeah.
It's before there, but anyway.
It's up here. Where'd you go?
I don't know. I don't know the history of that really. I don't know why that's on there.
Was that in the movie? Was it actually used in the movie?
I don't know.
I thought it was like Vader's wingman. I think. I don't know.
I never noticed it before.
There's a great shot of the front of the tie ball with the pilot in.
That's
further down.
Top. This one?
No, further down, black and white picture.
Oh, the actual When you went by the picture, I was going to say,
on the left, that one. Yeah. You can really see the bow ties, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the same as the X-Wing pilot or no?
Yeah, it is. It is, yeah.
It is, yeah.
It's the Harrier pilot, right?
And the Y-Wing.
Is it the Harrier pilot?
Yeah, with the... So that was meant to be a motorbike helmet, wasn't it? The head, or some people say it was sculpt. Like,
yeah, and I think it was like on the X-Wing, the body was of the pilot, and the arms were of the... I don't know, what do you call the person that has the lights?
Some kind of ground crew person, whatever.
Because they don't fit on the shoulders nicely when you try and build them.
It drives me nuts when people stick actual TIE pilots or Vaders inside them. I don't know why.
Yeah,
but it irks me a little bit.
Yeah, I want it to be as we see that. Yeah.
Or put glass on it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of what's it called? A Kittengrad, whatever that motorcycle.
Kittengrad, yeah.
There's a ton of Kittengrad pieces on this.
Some on the Y-Wing as well, that Kittengrad. But look at the wing, the burnt wing on the X1. We don't see that much.
See that? Hold on, Chris. Go back up real quick. I thought this is interesting. See that? That's right at the almost like the steering of a boat, like that rounded piece. Jay TIE pilot posted like 2 weeks ago. He actually found whatever that piece is. He had it.
This big circular thing.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I have no idea.
It's not very big either, is it? It doesn't look that big. That makes it look far bigger than it is.
It does, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, look at the wing, Chris. That's like probably like 4 or 5 pages down, but.
I'll look at it quick and then we'll go back. Which one?
Keep going down. You'll see it. There you never really see that, do you?
No.
So Marvin, what did they use? That's a different type of cool shade, isn't it? Or?
Yeah, no, it's some kind of diffuser panel. That's what it's gonna
be. That's what I was saying. It's gonna be a diffuser of some sort.
Yeah.
That one looks cast though. That looks like a cast.
Yeah.
Was that this diffuser panels ever ID'd?
No, I have diffuser panels for the TIE Interceptor, which are different again than this one, and they look a very good match to the height of the little pyramids. You know, the width of the little squares inside. Yeah, I mean you can never like. Cool shade is difficult, but at least it's a brand, right? It's a thing, and these diffuser panels are just that.
There's tons of companies that made these.
Yeah, but you just have to find one that has exactly the right spacing and sizing, and if you're close,
it makes me think how they tell the stories of going in and having to just like remember they were ripping apart the industrial space they were in to make the model shop, and they were rehabbing it. So it makes me think that a lot of this stuff they just pulled from.
Could very well be.
Yeah. So whatever company had put the lights, whatever lights were hanging at the time, those are probably the diffusers on them.
Yeah.
Especially on such a shoestring budget on A New Hope, they probably used whatever they could recycle.
This is like the quietest podcast ever because we're all looking at the books, just reading the books.
Yeah, everybody's like in the zone.
Yeah. You're all looking at the books ahead of me.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be following along with me.
Yeah, so look at the bow ties in the back there that go on the edge of it. They're so cool. Wait.
What do you call the bow ties?
Pieces.
The bits that go on the side of the cockpit ball. So they're like the two.
These here.
Yeah.
Ah.
Hey, Marvin, is this the part that we were talking about that's sitting on top of the M4A3?
It's a bogey.
That's
the leg, isn't it?
Tank wheel cover.
Okay.
And a lot of the decals on this come from the Subaru Aero, the plane. And then I think there's a few Goodyear on there too that I cut up.
It's so much more fascinating to put these things together as kit parts than just taking a cast or statue or like just.
Well, you learn more. You
learn more, and you learn more, and it's just fascinating just figuring out how they just. I mean, they probably just pluck this shit on, cut it, pluck it on. Didn't really think much of it, but we're trying to replicate it and make it exact and make the cuts and file it down exactly the same way it was done. And they're just like pluck.
Have you seen the concept that Steve Gorley did of this?
No.
Have you seen them, Marvin, with the wings the other way around? So the wings go further forward?
Yes.
That's interesting.
I did see that somewhere.
Or was that for Piet's?
No. I know.
Looks like a Death Star panel right there.
Yeah. Paul's a Carl, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it looks like a Death Star panel inside the Death Stars.
Same type of shape, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's got the Panther fenders on the side, the running sort of. What are they? What is that? 124th? There must be 124th Panther for the size.
Yeah. Probably for the size, yeah.
Yeah. Bandai.
The ones on the top of the Sandcrawler.
No.
No. Top front.
No, they're
around the F1s, F4s.
I'm talking about like the whole length, running the whole on each side.
It's top and bottom as is. Yeah.
Here.
That's them. Yeah.
Okay.
And then they're capped with those.
Still, again from the Panther. Yeah.
Here we go. We're gonna get into. There is like every X-wing that. I mean, you could spend a whole hour on just the X-wings.
Yeah.
They have every one, red leader, all the way up to like red 12. You know, it's.
Yeah, how often do you see a picture of them in primer like that, or in their base coat? And keep going down.
I'm not there yet, John.
This is so weird because in the books you don't have to go as far down as you're doing it on the screen.
It's on the same page.
That's it.
Oh yeah. Look at that. You almost never see X-wings in primer.
Whose name is that in the back of the graffiti?
Chris Benware. Look at somebody drew a fingers. Like I said, they go through every X-wing in multiple angles, and they do every Y-wing as well.
Yeah,
this is probably
great if you're like into X-wings and you want to paint a specific one or build a specific one. This is gold.
Yeah.
It's
even got a Rubik's Cube next to it.
I actually have pictures of the Cantwell one and or was it the Blue Leader that they used as a base for the Rogue One Blue Squadron?
Yes. Yeah. Which was red 2, wasn't it? Well,
it ended up being red 2. Yeah.
This is probably the part we should have spent most of our time on, is the X-wings and Y-wings, but
I don't know jack about X-wings. I've never looked at one.
I've never liked the Cantwell X-wing until the pictures of it, seeing the last picture of it with the wings folded.
I like the Cantwell one.
I actually really like that. I just don't like in its exposition.
No.
You don't. You like it closed.
That picture with it on the acrylic.
When it's closed, it looks fast. It just looks really, really fast.
Yeah, this looks kind of weird.
Have you got the kits for that, Marvin?
Yeah, I got everything ID'd and ready to go.
So there's almost a droid strip.
Do you really know?
On top of it.
How you doing? We need to talk then.
I have everything, Jason. I have everything.
Man. Chris can tell you. I know this isn't. I know this is an acquired taste, but I've loved this X-wing for years.
You've even got the drag stud for the front.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, Marvin, that's got to be your next build.
Yeah, we got to talk. We got to talk. Maybe even a Cantwell Y-wing.
I haven't looked at that one yet.
No.
Yeah, I want to talk Cantwell. Really have to talk to Jeffrey Carton. He's the Cantwell man.
Look at that side mount. Go back up, Chris. Look. Up. Stop. Up. There.
Oh yeah.
Side mount. Oh, right.
Look how grimy that is too.
Oh shit. I don't know how to make this happen with
We have Steve watching. He's in the comments. It'd be try to get him to jump on one day to Jump in on the chat.
I'm just gonna keep going through these pictures. I have to take a call quick.
Red 4. I'd like to do Red 4.
Yeah,
that's one I haven't done yet. I like the droid in it too with the stripes.
Yeah.
So John, just as somebody who's done like 26, 27 X-wings by now, like, because I've been in this hobby for a while now, and at some point I'm gonna have to do an X-wing, right? Because it's like just about the most iconic ship of the whole series.
Yeah.
So, I mean, besides being stupid and just thinking, okay, Luke is Red 5, so I'm just gonna do a Red 5.
Yeah.
As the hero model, and not the hero model, but the model that the hero flies.
Yeah.
But how do you choose? What's your reason for choosing a?
I would go because Red 5 is what everyone thinks of an X-wing.
Yeah.
But there were so many done that I wanted to do something different. So I think my first one was Red 2, but now looking at like Red 4, I love all the yellows on it and that like peachy, like depot buff canopy, like it looks, or whatever that color could be. It's just like.
So I have a question. So pardon my ignorance, okay, but this is blue 4, right? And you guys are talking about red 4. Is there a difference? Like, is there a red 4 and a blue 4?
They were all called blue because they were originally blue, weren't they? But then the blue messed up with the blue screen, blue screen, I don't know, whatever. So they
I think there was only one blue model, right?
Yeah, there was blue.
Only one blue.
Yeah,
Blue Leader or whatever.
Yeah,
whatever it was called, and that one was turned into Red 2, I think.
Yeah.
And then they had to start up like production, and they actually just painted them all red. But I think there was only one blue. That's the one that they actually sent to the UK for building the life-size live action.
So you're going to get there in a minute. X-Wing Blue Squadron, and when you get there, it's after Red 5. No, it's not. It's not. It's a bit further on. But anyway, But they kept a lot of the damage, but they also weathering rather. But they also added a bit more weathering for when it turned into Red 2. But they went over the blue markings of the wings.
Can you see the blue at all through the red?
I don't think you can.
No.
When I built mine, I didn't put the blue on first. Which maybe I should have done, but no, you can't see the blue.
I'm looking at Red 2, but I don't see it.
No.
Oh, Red 2 is wedge. Okay.
Come on, man. Get with the program. You need to know the names and the colors, Marvin.
There you go. That's the blue one.
I'm messing around.
Okay, this is the blue. Oh, okay. All right, I see now.
Yeah. So all the markings on it and everything will be the same as Red 2, but the blue was masked over and sprayed red.
Here's my question for you. So if the blue is masked over and sprayed red, would that give the red a different color than
no,
if
because
you just sprayed it over white?
I don't reckon they would have sprayed red over blue. That would have
created a different hue. Yeah.
Yeah, they would have gone grey
and then
or white. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually there's so much weathering added to it. I think they just oversprayed probably the areas that were blue, and then just gave the whole thing like another pass of weathering, and because there's much more yellows on there as well. Yeah.
Blue ones. That blue X-wing is a gorgeous X-wing though.
Yeah.
Hasn't got a cockpit either.
No, just a bar for the mounting. Yeah.
There's not a bad X-wing. They're all
there isn't. So if Bertles watched, I so wish I hadn't sold my X-wing. I wish I kept it.
The only one I've got left is the Frank Cerny cast off the Pyro.
Okay. And
I will do another X-wing one day, but I'm
gonna have to as well.
When you've done 5 or 6 or 7 of them, you're just so.
Well, Jason, you remember when I was doing, I was like, "Oh my god, this is taking forever because there's so many layers and so much taping." And
you did your normal like I'm gonna bang this out on a weekend, and I'm okay, all right. And then like a month later, he's like, he had it. One time you had it at work with you because you're doing like an overnight and you're like taping it off, and he's like, "Oh my god, this thing's gonna be the death of me."
I don't remember that, but my memory's shot. So,
yeah, you don't remember you were sitting in your vehicle taping the wings off at 2 a.m?
I actually don't, but I believe you because my memory is terrible.
And I believe you because Chris does a lot of late night modeling as well. So
I do. I'm up at like 3 a.m. Oh, Steve Neeson's joined us. Hi, Steve.
I just said that 5 minutes ago.
I
said it would be nice to have him join us on the actual chat sometime.
I was on the phone with my father. Yeah. How many more pages do we have?
We got gold. There's a gold leader next.
We're at
we
120.
We got 2 minutes left, Chris. It's 9:58.
I like this one. I do like that one a lot. I'm surprised I do.
I think blue leader is the only one that's like really painted differently. It feels cleaner, but it's also still very dirty. But somehow,
yeah, they're all
filthy. Which is very hard to replicate in paint.
Yeah,
when you do it.
Are some of these the back piece here flipped?
Yeah,
this cap.
So that's the train, isn't it? That's the FX. Is it Hornet? The one of Harrow. Which one have I just bought you, Chris?
The Harrow.
Harrow is
that's the Airfix
train.
Train part in the middle, and when you pop that off, that'll be a mount in the back.
Right.
And so they would have been able to pop that on and off. So yeah, some pictures have it the other way up, but I think that picture on the right is in the Sculpting a Galaxy as well.
And a lot of these are different in the back here, right? Like different kit parts, like Red 5 is different than...
I don't think so.
I thought I remember seeing some pictures where there are some that have differences.
I'm not sure. I'm not... I've painted a lot of X-Wings, but I'm not... I'm like Marvin. I'm not... the kit parts wise, I'm not too hot on it.
So here's a little nugget.
Read that. Yeah.
Y-Wing fun fact.
There is some C-Lab on it, Chris. So maybe
there
might be some tanker trailer parts on it.
What is this? Yeah. What is this? Pick on Chris Day or what? What the hell? Come on. Let's gang up on.
So Steve John. Says Y-Wing fun
gang
fact.
Up on the host.
Hold on. Y-Wing fun fact. I coined the term red jammer in 1992 via the RPF because of the missing R2. I figured with a turret they use it must have been like a F1 or F4 Wild Weasel, aka Red Jammer. That's interesting. Yeah, to see it in the book is pretty cool, Steve. And we actually,
I've always called it Red Jammer, and that's because of Steve, isn't it? He's his kit.
We were actually talking about Red Jammer last week. So I'm building on one.
What did they call it before that?
A Y-Wing.
They didn't have any name for it.
That Y-Wing.
It was the one they sent to the UK, so I don't know. The British Y-Wing.
The British Y-Wing.
Yeah. John, yesterday I actually went and got a bunch of I don't think it's old enough. It's from the 80s, but I found a lot of dead stock. I'll grab it real quick.
The wire?
Yeah.
This looks like you, Chris. Electrical wire.
It's not 100%, but it's copper and insulated for the Y-Wing.
There we go. Jammer pipes.
Yeah, and you can mold it as you need to for the, you can actually bend as you need to bend it.
Looks a little
nice.
Yeah.
Same color as well.
That's what I was trying to remember. You said you were going to grab me.
Yes.
Yes. I couldn't remember.
It was like old and dusty, and I was like, "You want this?" I'm like, "Yeah, it ain't for home improvement. Don't worry." He's like, "This is from the 80s." He's like, "This is from the 80s. I don't know if it's up to code." I was like, "It'll be fine."
Steve says they called it the red one.
The red one.
Lee's joined us. Hey, Lee.
Hey.
Nice.
Red 5 had an extra piece of the Bandai Tiger in the butt plate.
There we go. Information already updated.
Yeah. Some people actually know something about the X-Wings.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now we've got Lee. We're about to start the Y-Wings. He'll know.
Yeah. Y-Wings.
Let's keep an eye on the comments. Yeah.
Yeah.
This
reading books and reading comments. He won't be talking at all.
Okay, so I know everybody loves X-Wings, but we've seen 12 of them now. Here we go. Y-Wings. The Cadillac of Star Wars. Yes. These are beauty.
Yep, the Gold Leader. See, do you prefer it with the streaks at the front and the cockpit, or do you prefer it like it is pictured there? Because they went in and
I like this.
There's a picture of it in here actually. It's in the Sculpting a Galaxy, I believe. The streaks at the front were much darker. They went over that.
Right in the corner over here.
Yeah. They did two like on the left side gun, 2 huge streaks to go right down the cockpit.
Yes.
You can always and then look at the droids. The droids were just like this blue little chap sitting in there, and they change all the time. Sometimes you'll see a black droid unit. Sometimes you'll see like this the normal R2 in the Gold Leader.
I'm just looking at the comments. Lee could have been Panther. Yes, we have a lot of those. Yes, too many.
Still not enough though.
Not enough. I still don't have enough. I'm still missing 5 pieces that I need. And I think Steve was talking about the green wire. Are you talking about the green wire?
No, there's green on the Gold Leader.
I like the green on Gold Leader.
At the back.
You can't see it on here, can you?
Near where the shovels are. Yeah, I think the green came on after with the weathered. Steve might know more than about that. But,
I like green on it. I don't know if it's accurate or not, but I like the way it looks with the green on it. You can see the blast mark on the Y-wing nose in the rear projection shots.
Oh, okay.
Hero shot. The hero shot of the 2 Ys in the trench are both missing the R2s.
Yeah, they're bare on the back.
Yeah. Y-wings are a lot of fun. Like, I could have a whole shelf of Y-wings.
Yeah, do you remember when we said the Y-wing, you could just do Star Wars modeling and you could just concentrate on just Y-wings and you wouldn't have to touch another Star Wars model. And the same with the X-wings.
And X-wings, yeah.
Yeah.
You could have 2 whole full shelves of just a line of X-wings and a line of Y-wings.
Yeah. The shot Steve is just talking about is on the Gold 2 page when you see Gold 2 and Gold Leader next to each other flying past.
Okay.
Which is your next page, Chris, if you keep going down.
Is this in pages or is this like they take?
No, you'll get go next. There you go.
Okay.
That's Gold 2. That's Tiger Sprocket.
Okay.
And that's the picture Steve's talking about with the 2. So if you go down, the picture that's inside a picture. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
That's Gold Leader and Gold 2. And you can see them without their R2 units. Look.
So cool. I love Y-wings. And I don't have one yet.
Yeah, so that's the same. That Tiger Sprocket at the back there, that's why it's called Tiger Sprocket.
Mm-hmm.
There, that's the same as in the back of the Sandcrawler, right, Marvin?
Yeah.
And all the spokes have been taken out and smoothed out.
Yep. I on the last show we were what was that specifically about? Red Jammer, was it, Jason? Oh, he's not there. I was trying to figure out. I didn't know why they called one was Tiger Sprocket and then one was called Triangles. I had no idea, and I think you told me when I talked to you the next day why it was called Tiger Sprocket. Because I
don't know if ILM called it Tiger Sprocket. I think
probably not.
It's just the fan base, the modeling lot just called it.
I actually like Tiger Sprocket a lot.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
it has a lot of straight pipes.
This is Stephen Lane of Prop Store has this in his personal collection.
Oh.
And there was a video of him taking it out of a crate. It was on YouTube a few years back, but it's now since been taken down. But it was a really good video.
The internet's forever, dude. Oh, that's right. Jason had to leave at 10 o'clock. Yeah, I like Tiger Sprocket.
We're not even close to getting through A New Hope yet.
Are you serious?
We're on page 130 something, and
wow,
it's
hang on, yeah, we're not far off. We've got to go to page 147, really.
I could spend a whole show on Y-wings, to be honest.
Yeah, Gold 3 is really interesting. That is the one that had the BF 109 guns knocked off, I think, and replaced with the forks of the motorbike.
So I have a question for you. Okay.
Yeah.
So are all the Y-wings have the same dimensions for the cockpit, the wings, the midsection? Are they all the same where you could just build a master and then pop kit parts on all of them, or
I'm not sure. So the
Maybe
jammer
Lee
body
can
is
answer that.
different. The jammer,
Is it?
I think.
There's
I don't know. Steve would know better than me.
Sorry, my network literally was doing an update. I was on this.
I help ID some stuff. Top electrical part cover for his.
Well, Lee would know. I think I don't know if they all come off the same cast.
Because like I've been
but all have different kit parts on them.
I've been talking to Jason about scratch building a Y-wing. I just really want to, and just by looking at how Lee built some of his, I feel like I might be able to. But if I don't want to build different bodies for a bunch of different ones, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind just building one body and then replicating it and then throwing kit parts on it.
Yeah.
You follow me?
Yeah, if you get the body worked out and you know what you're doing with dimensions, you make a note of them, then you could build several. But honestly, I was just all into painting them. That's why I've done Steve's gold leader, I've done Steve's red jammer, I've done a red jammer of my own off Dave G's files. I've done.
I think I love
the
you.
Master Skeptical one. Oh, hang on, look.
I think
they are all from the same base mold. Oh, cool. Thanks, Lee.
You just made my day, Lee. I'm gonna make so many freaking Y-wings. I'm gonna make them all.
Does that include red jammer? Is also from the same mold?
Yeah, because that has a different top, doesn't it? But then I think they just put the same kit parts on, did they? What this is what you were asking the day, Chris. What one was the master?
Yeah. Because Jammer is a bunch of molded kit parts, right? You wouldn't think that would be a master. You'd think they would build a master.
That's what we're trying to figure out. Yeah, because especially on the left side, a lot of the panels and parts of Jammer are cast. You can tell they're casts.
Yes.
So did they make a cast of the body and then a load of the kit parts cast so you could make them different?
Steve says Red Jammer was first.
Red Jammer was the first.
Okay.
So
okay.
Did they?
Yeah. Because we were wondering like the whole chicken or the egg, scenario with the Y-wings, but it makes sense that it would be first.
But there's cast parts on the Jammer, so that's what I mean. Did they make? Hang on, yeah. Y-wings are all cast though. Yes, later Return of the Jedi might even came the same models.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
So Y-wings used a lot of cast parts.
Yeah, well, you could see when you were zooming in the other way, you could see all the bubbles on the kit parts.
Red Jammer is its own model, though. Okay.
Yeah.
This is why we have the experts on this show.
Yeah, exactly.
We got tons of experts on here. Perfect. Then they added different parts. Oh,
but look, when you get to the Jammer, honestly, I love that.
Y-wings are cream of the crop. Seriously.
It's a shame they haven't got Bill George's one in here.
Yeah.
Because it is an island model of its own right, technically, because it was used in Jedi.
Yeah, but they don't have it in the Jedi section. Or do they?
No.
No? Oh.
No, I don't think it's in here. I'll check.
Much of it is cast into the pattern of the hull.
Yes, I'll be right back in, okay? Chris, just keep an eye. Chris, keep an eye on this. I got to drop off for a second, drop back in.
Yeah. I love that these guys are putting all kinds of comments in here. I'm trying to get them all up. I love it. It's freaking beautiful. How far ahead are you guys to me? Like, I feel like I'm so far behind you guys.
No, I'm just at Red Jammer. You'll go to
how many Y-wings were there?
There was 6, wasn't there?
Was there really
7, including Bill George's? I think.
Yeah, and then you have the smaller ones the smaller ones that Lee built for Jedi, but
3,
4.
That's a lot of kit parts.
Yeah.
I may have to. I know I'm gonna hate myself, but I may have to use cast
so
parts.
that's the one that Lee did. Which is triangles, Lee? That's gold 5, isn't it? Yeah. Gold 5 is triangles because it's got triangles on the legs eggs, and underneath the cockpit there's a triangle on it, and that is gold 5. That's a really nice looking one. What?
I have pictures of the castings raw.
Send them over, Steve.
Send them over, Steve.
Come on, Steve. Over.
Come on. Send it to me and we'll put them up. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
If you look at the mom, what's the mom? Gold 2?
No, it's the mum is the Magic of the Myth tour.
Okay.
And Gold Leader, they're on the same pattern with different
plan on parts.
If I remember correctly, even the engine cans were cast one piece.
Steve, you could send it to my messenger. I'll put them up.
So scroll down, Chris.
Okay.
That is gold.
Which one is this?
That's gold. That's triangles, I think. No, it's not. That's gold 3. That's the one that's.
So it had gray bands. It had gray markings.
Yeah, SP Dark Lark.
Yeah.
And there's loads of blue on the cockpit as well. But that's,
I feel like an idiot, but I always thought that this was just Gold Leader, but photographed with different weird colors, with weird.
I didn't know there was this many Y-wings until this book came out.
Yeah. Y-wings are amazing. Lee, I want to talk to you later about these back parts here. John and I was talking to John about a theory I had about those, but I don't know if I'm right or not about that, but gold 5.
So that's triangles. We've seen that. Me and Marvin saw Lee's one in Birmingham, didn't we, Marvin? That's triangles.
That's too long ago, man. I can't remember that.
Way too long ago. Okay,
yeah.
Let's see if I.
And why is it called triangles? Because there's a triangle decal on the bottom of the cockpit. Is that right?
and on the cockpit cones as well.
Okay, but there's also squares in the circle. So why isn't it called squares or circle?
I don't know. We could just call it shapes.
Shapes, yeah.
There's a triangle on the bottom. Triangles are on the bottom, right?
I see one on the bottom. But
right here.
But I think it's more that they're on the eggs, the legs eggs.
Oh, are they on the eggs?
Yeah, on the front. If you see a front shot of it, you can't. I don't.
There's a square there too.
No, there's no front shot. Okay.
But look, there's a picture of it exploded, pyro shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was the auction in America about 10 years ago, I think, that had an exploded Y-wing. And it had that, I think it possibly could be what was left of triangles.
There's Red Jammer.
Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that.
It is gorgeous.
And these photos of it as well, the ref of it in this book.
I know.
Really sharp.
Yeah, these are the pictures we were looking at the other day.
It's so sharp that you actually can see that they're pretty shitty cast of the kit parts. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we could see bubbles in some of them.
But this is when the jammer came back after London. So all that grey X-wing droid strip and other parts and the Centurion part, they're all added on after it got back, and more pipes are added as well. The original picture of it is when it has the white cone and no T-struts, which is on like a couple of pages down.
Yeah.
I think we said the other day that
Lee Stringer. Yeah,
John, I think we said the other day the Nyson kit for the Red Jammer is probably more accurate than if you scratch built it.
Because it's cast, yeah.
It's a lot of cast, yeah.
Maybe I'll keep that.
Yeah, well, I could get some money for it.
Well, look at it how it originally had the guns on top. It didn't have those small guns. It had the BF-109 guns like the rest of them.
Okay.
It didn't have those small guns that fell off in the back of my car.
Yeah, we had to look for them. Yep. So these are the original guns.
Yeah. And it's a lot cleaner. Well, not a lot cleaner, but it's hasn't got all that misting over the front.
Yeah. Is yours, I don't remember how yours looks. Is it heavily misted or is it more clean like this?
On the left stripe of the red marking on its cheek, like down below, that's got a lot of like mist over there.
He's talking about when I said that the nicer one is more accurate. Cast pieces better than 3D prints. Yeah, especially for this baby. I just don't know how to cast yet. I learned how to 3D print. I'm so happy about that.
Yeah. And then we have the Cantwell next.
That's another one. I'm not I've said a million times, I'm not a fan of many Cantwell pieces, but the Y-wing Cantwell I really like a lot.
What's the Marvin? You'll know that one. You've studied the Cantwell Y-wing.
Yeah.
Because the cockpit is just two kit parts.
You guys are way too far ahead of me.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be following along with me.
Sorry, Chris.
You guys are so wrapped up in that damn book.
Yeah, I know, but like you sit and look at these pictures for an hour and that's because you're painting them in your head.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm looking at kit part and building it in my head actually. Now. Yeah. Like I think I've said to Jason, I've actually come to the point where I love building even more so than painting.
Yep.
It's taken over my whole life.
Yeah, I couldn't understand when I first got into modeling. I couldn't understand why people left stuff in primer. I thought the idea was to build it, to paint it, and now I'm completely different. It's so much fun, you know.
We were homework. Jason was convinced that these were like a structural thing. These circles.
They're from the Sea Lab. Yeah.
But they're on all of them. They're on every Y-wing. That's why we kind of thought maybe they were structural before somebody told us.
The underneath of the Y-wings are lovely.
Oh yeah. How many Y-wings have you done, John? Have you done them all?
No, I've done them all in different scales, but I haven't done them all at studio scale.
Hey.
Yeah, you can see these cast parts are just a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look back here. Perfect example.
So that's why I'm confused. What was the master? Was there a master Y-wing that was never painted? And all these Y-wings in this book are just cut.
Isn't that the one that Eaton was repairing?
No, that's the one for Jedi, wasn't it? That for the Jedi Pyro ones, or I don't know. I'm getting so confused.
Yeah, there's so many. Is Lee still out there?
Well, even the idea that we talked about this on the last show, Chris, right? There's even the idea that some people believe that there's multiple jammers, not realizing that it's the same ship in various states. Right. And that became a thing of contention recently where, as you know, I had been working on one and offered it to somebody, and then the reference material was like, okay, well, this reference material says this, but this reference material says that. It's like, well, okay, what do you want it to match against? Because you're looking at almost 3 different variations of it.
Yep. Did you put the overspray on there, Jason?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, you're lucky.
So have you seen Lee Stringer's Red
I did. Looks amazing, yeah. He did the first version, right? Where it's all white. Yeah.
And he's even done hasn't he done the phone box for it as well?
I'm not sure.
So Steve, I have a question for Steve. You took a lot of these pictures, and Jason Eaton took a lot of these pictures for the Chronicles. Am I correct in that?
I believe so.
No, they're not. They're not. I don't think they're Steve's or Jason's. There's. Oh, sorry, Steve.
Yeah, he took this picture. That's cool. I like that. It's broken up there.
But there's I forget where it is online. I got the link, but Steve has, I think, also on his own page, and then it's reposted elsewhere, where a number of the images that he took.
No.
I think when they were doing masters for potentially EFX. I could be wrong, Steve. You might be better at answering that. But there's quite a few images of Jammer and different angles, top, bottom, left, right, all that.
Yeah, that's a lovely set of photos.
So this is what I was just working on this morning, mimicking that and putting the hex screws in place and bending the wire to shape and all that.
Cantwell, totally different beast.
Yeah, so there you go. That's the cockpit coat.
Oh, you sent me the pic.
Parts that are they're just kit parts to make the head, aren't they?
Yeah, they are Revel something. Either it's not Apollo, but Mercury or Gemini things. Where the capsule opens up.
Just going to do something.
Amounts.
Like Steve sent me the pic of the raw cast. See if I can find it somehow.
We're getting ref in real time.
Ref in real time. I'm looking. I don't see it. I have a ton of reference of this.
See the rear rings on the back of the Cantwell. Oh no, they're not legs. There's nothing on the Cantwell that's legs eggs, is there?
Steve, he says he has a ton of reference for the Cantwell. I would love to see that. I don't have the message from you, Steve. I'm looking in my message request folder. I don't know that I'm gonna friend request you and see if we can bring it about.
There's even pilots in the Cantwell as well. But that is it, Chris. That's the end of the New Hope.
Oh, is it?
Apart from some set photos.
Oh, I think we've spoken before, Steve. I don't have that picture.
All right.
So thinking about it logically, the upper and lower Y hulls. Put this up. Upper and lower Y hulls would be generic, as they would have been much simpler to mold. Hence, much of the hull side cast parts are planted on. Cool. Dropbox. I don't know what you mean by that, Steve.
Dropbox is a way to send images
through Facebook Messenger.
Yeah, it's because it's the file size. He's just using Dropbox because of the file size.
So how would he send it to me?
However, he could do it through Messenger or.
Oh.
I just sent him a message saying if it's easier for him, because I have an open discussion with him. If he wants to just send me the messages and I'll forward them to you or whatever's easiest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Garton is the Cantwell Y guy, but it's splattered in some.
He's the Cantwell guy, even broader. He's been IDing everything Cantwell for the last couple of years, and it's just amazing what he finds.
Yeah,
he told me about one kit that was actually a wooden kit from the 1940s with like 2 plastic parts, and actually some of those plastic parts were used on one of the Cantwells. It's unbelievable what he finds.
Who IDs that?
I have no idea. He's a magician.
Jay, he said he sent it to you. Send him over.
Yeah, they're popping up now. So if you want me to pop them in,
yeah, just send them over to me.
This is interesting, huh? Okay. Wow. This makes sense now.
Are we receiving never before seen ref pictures or live on air?
I want to say yes. I've never seen these. I can't speak for Marvin or for you, John, but I've never seen these.
Yeah, just what we need, another project to do.
Yeah.
That's only, there's a lot. Is there a lot more, Jason, or just these?
This is it for now. This is what came through so far.
Okay. Hold on, let me pull it up. Somehow I got a lot of windows open here.
It makes sense now seeing the top half and bottom half, especially where it's okay. Yeah, because you have the wood pattern, almost like a buck, if you will. Yeah. Okay.
Present, share screen.
Oh, Steve sent me them as well. Okay.
But you can still make out.
Thank you, Steve.
The rolls and.
Okay.
You've got them.
Y hull is four. The Y hull is in 4 sections: 2 forward, upper, and lower. Upper and lower. These are all shared by each Y. Oh, okay. These details are shared by each Y.
That's the underneath, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the underneath of the front.
It's like a chocolate bar.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. I can zoom. There you go.
I'd love to see that Cantwell reference.
Yeah. I would love to have a Cantwell.
Hey, nice little lunar lander.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
These are beautiful, Steve. Man, these are excellent.
Let's say what's more important is the width. It's the ruler there and the width of that T-spar, the wing across, and how they sandwich together over that.
Oh, I see what you're saying. They kind of go this piece goes inside this piece.
No, they like sandwich together over that.
Over the T-bar. Yeah.
Oh, look at that wooden bit at the back.
Yeah. These are golden, Steve. Thank you.
Yeah, so if you ever do a Y-wing scratch build, you know how to build it, so you can actually create these same sections, so you can do all of them at some point if you want.
Yeah. Just cast it. Because these are all cast. All of the Y-wings are cast from these parts. These are. Yeah. Is that what he's saying?
Yep.
Well, remember when we were looking through the images, Chris? We realized that a lot of them shared a lot of the same pieces. They were just placed in different layouts.
He said the wood is taking place of missing detail.
Yeah. So, okay. So I guess what Steve is saying, that this is not the original, but it's just a mock-up, so you know what.
Yeah, the
would
wood
have
is
been
not
there.
Original.
Yeah, I mean that's a cast. You can see in the C-Lab circle tubes go down. There's bubbles inside.
The rounded tubes there.
Yeah. But it's so you can see how it's made.
Well, if I'm going to build a bunch of Y-wings, I'm going to have to learn how to cast.
You know people that can cast for you.
Yes.
What number project is this, Chris?
God, I gotta finish Sandcrawler. I really want to do Slave 1, and then I was planning on doing a Y-wing, to be honest. Okay, well, that's the last picture. Nope, is it? Nope,
I think
there's more.
Steve says, "Call me." Might be a response to me saying, "You know people that can cast."
Probably, yeah.
Wait, Steve, nice. You can cast? No, I'm kidding. I've gotten some great casts from Steve.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I would.
The jammer I'm doing now, the body is a lot of the body that I Frankensteined from kit parts and cast parts and whatnot. The base is from Steve.
What's that? There's a piece of wire hanging.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he said he said you can see the wire too for hanging.
I think that. Oh right, yeah, on that stug part. Is that the stug wheel? Or well, I can't remember now.
It's interesting. So those the circular C-lab parts are in the same spot, top and bottom. So at first I wasn't realizing. I thought maybe there was some type of support structure sandwiching A and B together, you know, top and bottom together. Because when you flip it, you see them on the same side, on the same part, the same side.
More picks coming.
Nice.
These are golden. Jason, I thought you had to go at 10.
It's already being taken care of.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It was a bummer though that my network decided to update right in the middle of the show.
Well, we are definitely past an hour and a half, that's for sure. But we can't stop now. So let's see. He sent them to me, so let's see if I can.
What was the theme of this show today?
A New Hope Chronicles.
Right.
So we're still in the New Hope.
Yeah.
Still on it so far. Let's see if I can. I got so many windows open right now. Oh. I like this. Oh, come on, get over there. Check this out. It could easily take the whole weekend. Yes. Very easily could.
You're sorry.
So these are the kit parts that are cast. Yeah. Build them out, build the styrene, then plop them on, and then cast it, right? Yep. And they're all the same on all the Y-Wings. You just add more later, right?
Yeah. You top it off. But basically, yeah, you're it's kind of a la carte, if you will.
Okay.
Nice.
So that's the bottom. That's where the armature goes into.
There you go. You got your Airfix arrow again there, Chris.
Yep.
Of course. Yeah.
So
you've probably got 90% of that kit.
I probably have a lot of this. Yeah.
Yeah. You'd be surprised how many of these most of you guys probably already have, because when I started going through and like looking at like what do I have to buy, I started knocking off. I was like, have this, have this, have this. So it was much easier to just go and start plucking pieces out.
Yeah.
Because you use them on so many other things. That's why.
Well, the fact that the fact that this is all like a base for every Y makes it easier to go and build a bunch of them, right?
Yeah.
Because you know, you can just cast this and build, you know.
Well, that's the thing. And then across the board, you're just using using the base, and then even the pieces are similar. I mean, some vary here and there, but they're just different placements, placed in different areas.
So I have a nice I have a Y-Wing kit already. I haven't really looked at it. I wonder if this is basically how to start with this base. It starts with this base already, right?
So Steve's kit comes with a top and a bottom like that, with those parts already on.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, but then, so like the Gold Leader has like shovels on the back. It's different. So, and they are cast in. So it's not as easy as just taking the middle of the Gold Leader out and then making a jammer off that, like Jason's finding. You need to strip it back somewhat and then add the correct parts on.
Okay.
So you would need to do one, you know, at sort of 70% finished.
Yeah.
Then that could be the generic one to cast from. And then whatever one you choose from, you'd use the correct kit parts to suit.
I can do that. I can do that. You'll find me in my garage at 3 a.m.
Oh no.
It would be easier to do jammer.
So I'm wondering if I strip too many. I'm wondering if I strip too many pieces.
You can always add them.
No, meaning like ones that were supposed to be cast. There were cast pieces on that I stripped to put the real piece on, but I think they should have stayed cast. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. You took parts that are originally on the
cast too. Yeah.
Yeah, and made them real kit parts.
And then up here too, some bits and pieces up here.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I missed that, Jason. Can you show me that again?
Yeah, sorry. And here's I'm redoing this for our Steve. So that's the front right there. He wanted all the weathering to match exact, so I'm trying to get that pretty spot on. But again, the references, you're looking at so many different reference parts, right?
Yeah, you've just got to go with the feel of it. You can't go matching every time it'll drop.
So here's where I tried to mimic
the Graham joint strip, yeah.
Muddier pieces, yeah.
Was that in with your kit? Or is that in with your kit? Those joint, that piece that is cast?
Oh, I like those bolts in the back.
Yeah, I added these too based on the reference images that we were just looking at.
Yeah, nice.
I made them so they're not functional, just because you know, I don't want them to, they're so tiny. You don't want them to like pop out and you know you can't find them. But
did you get the decal sheet, the train decal?
I did. I ordered the decal sheet. Grabbed some of this stuff, like I said yesterday, at the hardware store.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm
good to go.
Kind of going in and trying to make it as accurate as possible. It's costing me a lot.
Oh shit!
But it's you know it's fun. It's good. But like I was saying earlier, a minute ago, initially my idea, like I did with some of like the Vader and some of the other casts, is I go and strip it, use the base, and then build off that. But now that we have these additional images, what's throwing me off a little bit is that I stripped some pieces that I probably shouldn't have stripped off. They were meant to be cast, you know.
Right. Okay.
So I probably should have left. I probably should have left well enough alone, because it would have been more accurate if they were cast.
Well, yeah, but
you still can cast. You can still. Yeah, but you can still cast them separately and glue them back on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are we done? We're done with the.
Yeah, that is the last model in the book.
It's the last one. It's a sexy one.
You can see, and well, actually, if you keep going down, you can see in the set pictures, you can see that's Jammer. There, let's keep going down. You can see the mark at the front, the grey panel.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The jammer, though, I tell you, man, it is tricky when you're looking at the different references, because you start painting it, and then you scroll through and look at another image, and you're like, oh no, that's not supposed to be there, or that should be there, or
I missed that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then if you look at a picture with flash photography on, the mist looks like 1,000,000 dots all over the front of it.
Yes.
And if you look at a picture without the flash on, it just looks like a lovely dusty front. It's
even this, John,
you got to pick your battles.
Even this, I had a hard time with, not a hard time, but like trying to guess, and it might not show up. But so like on this side, and I think in the last image, so you can see how less red this is. See how
there's misting over the top of that.
Yeah, versus like, see this side. Hold on, that fell off. See that side, how it's like really red versus
Yeah.
So using the reference, I had to try to do my best to kind of soften that up.
And if you go too heavy on the mist, you can't unmist.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't want to have to repaint it, but I definitely muddled that up a little bit with you know, toning down the reds. And I think it does well. But then there's these like small areas where you have like little dots of red and yellow paint and rust, and they're kind of hidden, you know.
You should paint more, or you should show more of your work, Jason, because your painting's phenomenal.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
It's awesome.
I'm gonna start showing more. I'll start putting more out there.
So
you don't have to get like me, where you're desperate for likes every day and you put your work everywhere online just to try and make yourself feel happy that you're doing the right thing.
Love me.
They love me. So the next episode is going to be Empire. So maybe next week sometime, maybe in 2 weeks. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out.
Can we get George Lucas on for that one?
I think so. Yeah.
Get some more celebrities.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, it was really nice having
guys. You have to go faster and more intense.
Yeah.
It was nice having Steve join us. That was awesome, and Lee too.
Probably Lee join us too. Yeah,
very knowledgeable, way more knowledgeable than me at least. I can't speak for the others, but me and Jason. So, but this was a lot of fun. We did skim over Y-wing a little bit in the X-wing because we were getting kind of far along, but this was a great one, guys.
Yeah, well, I've got to shoot now anyway, so honestly, it was really good. And
yeah.
I'll jump on with you when we do Empire as well.
Yeah, Steve, try to join us next time for that one, and we'd love to have you talk with us. Maybe come on. I don't know if you're
if you're free, man,
interested in coming in.
Sure.
Jump on with us. Signing off. Thanks, guys, and this was fun. We got 2 more to go, and I'm sure they'll be great too. So
and it'll be fewer pages. So
Oh, is it?
There's that. Yeah,
we'll get about 30 seconds per page this time.
But you know what? Like those Empire ones are very interesting.
Yeah.
They're very deep dive interesting, and Jedi is a lot of details, so we could go on about that as well too. So
yeah.
Thanks everybody for joining us. Guys, don't hang up yet.
Yep.